guys, so this is my advanced lesson. We're going to be working on the omoplata. Not the omoplata itself, but typically how I react to my partner rolling out of it, okay? So I'm going to kind of burn through a lot of stuff, assuming that you guys have been training a while, and hopefully we're going to brush up on some things and some details that you can pick out, and it'll be useful to you, okay? So I find myself in a position where I get my omoplata, and my partner, of course, is going to roll out. He plants his shoulder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out my legs because I want to be able to roll with him, and I basically roll him over my own legs, okay? Now this is, it feels weird, it feels strange, but trust me, this is something I want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my top leg in relation to him. So where my leg is to his head, I take that leg out and I'm going to plant. And it should feel a lot like a knee on belly kickstand leg. Okay, are we still in frame? Perfect. All right. So now from here, my leg is trapped under him, and that's kind of how I want it. And I'm going to take like line up my butt cheek and sit right over my calf, and I'm kind of crushing Sean's chest during all of this. So it's a really good, strong clamp that I use with my whole body. It sucks, huh?
Gotta kind of release some pressure, it's really heavy.
Sorry. So yeah, it's supposed to kind of bully your opponent while you're in this position, okay? So now the same side that I have the check stand, or the kick stand, excuse me, I'm gonna take my hand and I'm gonna place it onto his elbow, and I'm gonna keep this arm wrapped around my hip. This is exactly where I want it to be, okay? So from here, I have a ton of options. The first one that I'm looking at is the mounted triangle, so I can place my hands down, making my legs nice and light. I step over and I plant my knee right onto the other side of his head. I will straighten out my leg, I'll turn this in, and as I allow myself to push and fall, I'm gonna start to wrap up that triangle nice and easy, okay?
Let's go here.
I bury my legs under him and I get up. Pretty sweet, okay? I switch my hands, and now I'm planted. Now, I will typically go for that mounted triangle when I feel that he's grabbing and holding on to his own hand. Because when I start to step over, I can feel him let go to defend that. And when he does, when he lets go, this arm is going to be open, free, and basically floating. So if I meet his other hand, I replant my foot. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to look to sit right next to him. I take my hand, I'm pivoting off of that, I pull my butt out, and I sit down. My hip to his hip, my belt to his belt. I am still holding on to his elbow close to my hip. I need to prevent him from sitting up, so what I do is I take this leg, I straighten it out, and I just go dead leg. Okay? I make it very, very difficult for him to get up. Now, that leg that was under his back is going to creep out and bend. I plant my foot and I start to bring in my knee. Now remember, I'm holding on to his elbow. I could physically feel it in my hand. So when I take my leg and bring in my thigh, I start to pull in his elbow. His wrist is stuck onto my hip, just like so. So now I'm bringing in force this way. So how that would look is pretty simple. I just get into this position, I pinch my knees, and now I got my arm lock. Now, when all else fails, I have those two submissions there. Things are going great, things are awesome. If he's giving me nothing, maybe he's holding onto his belt so I don't have that free floating arm. I'm not really getting luck with the triangle. I can always re-roll for the omoplata. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that planted arm and I'm going to shoulder roll. I'm going under my own legs, okay? Just like so. I'm almost pretending that Sean's not even there, okay? I shoulder roll back into the omoplata, but this time I'm a little smarter and a little wiser. I know he rolled out last time, so I'm either going to grab his hip because that's the easy target to get. Easy. Super simple. It's more difficult for him to roll now. But what I'll shoot for, I'll go for broke. I'll shoot to catch this arm. So I usually go here. If I don't turn my hand and catch it, because now it's impossible for him to roll, if I don't get it, then I just grab the belt. I'll grab his hip. And now I can move on to my omoplata, working on finishing it traditionally. Now I could go through everything again, but honestly, I would say just rewind it, because there's a lot of stuff that you can go off of from there. But really, just what I want to emphasize is that position to where you catch your omoplata, they roll out to escape, they're not quite out yet, right? You're still in a very, very dominant position if you know how to seize that opportunity. So take that opportunity, attack, attack. If it doesn't work, then re-roll and just put him in the same exact position he was in just a few seconds ago.